I had an interesting DM a couple of years ago, which was very odd at the time because I admired but also was slightly shocked by this person's honesty. And the DM said something like, I stopped following you because you were irritating me because you were having a lot of success. However, I'm trying to be the bigger person here, and I actually do want to learn from you, and I do like what you do, so I'm back and I'm following again. Now, I was probably doing something very glamorous like making beans on toast or something, so when that came through, I had a moment of like, oh, okay, how do I respond to this and what do I say? And it got me thinking about my own frustrations, and when I felt in a place that everybody is doing all of the things, everybody's having all the success. And certainly when I had my first baby back in 2015, it was right at a point where a lot of my contemporaries were really starting to rise. The book deals were starting to come, the big press, people were doing, moving abroad and making huge kind of life-changing situations, which were amazing. And in my own way, I was having my own life-changing situation. But because having a baby can sometimes bring you in and bring you at home more, I wasn't having the travel. I wasn't going here, there and everywhere. And I did feel a little bit isolated at home. And it's been one thing over the years to really check in with for me and really notice when I'm triggered or when I have emotions. And sometimes I find that I will see something and like a reality TV show, for example, and I'll get really frustrated because I don't share the values of these people, or I just think they're idiots, or they have nothing interesting to say, but yet they have this huge platform and they're making millions of pounds and la la la. We all have our own things where you suddenly look at your phone and you're like, that's not fair. You want to have like a 2-year-old response, like, that's not fair. Why is that happening to them and not me? So these days I check in with those emotions, and I try not to stay in that kind of grumpy toddler situation for too long, because it's not going to help me. Obviously, I'm not going to be showing up as my best self. But I check in with those and go, why am I frustrated about that? And actually, how can I use that anger or that frustration or that jealousy to my own benefit? And sometimes it can be that situation where I just assess and I go, oh, I really want that. And I hadn't given myself the permission, or I hadn't done any planning around that to move that idea forward. So I'm always looking for those clues along the way. And sometimes it just gives me that shove of going, have you sent an email? Have you reached out? Have you done any work around this? And if the answer is no, I've got nothing to complain about. And actually what I need to do is get to work. Ooh, it's an interesting one. So I want you to notice over the next week or so, where are you triggered? What really frustrates you? There may be accounts on social media that make you just a bit cross. Check in and ask yourself why. And remember, we're not seeing the whole picture here. We are seeing a snapshot of somebody's life or a highlight reel, and we're not seeing the whole picture. But really think about how you can move that emotion into action and go, oh, okay, well, if they've got that or they're doing that, I want a piece of that. How am I going to do it? Get strategic and get a plan in place and get moving and shaking. Again, if you feel like somebody may benefit from this, feel free to share, add it to your stories, tag me where you're listening, where you're watching, and I will see you very soon.